Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. So let's just dive in, and let's start off with this tweet here from Crypto Insight UK. And we do see Brazil's crypto regulation set to become a law by midnight tonight. Now I will be breaking this down. I will be jumping over to the source that is from Block, or I should say the block.co. Now we know Brazil has been a big hub for crypto innovation. We recently seen Ripple expand into Brazil through Travelex, and also in a video that I just recently uploaded, we talked about MoneyGram Online, which is a new service that is launching in Brazil, which has a direct exposure to Ripple with XRP and on-demand liquidity. We even discussed why that could be a shadow partnership. There's a lot of things happening around Brazil. And the very interesting thing about this is that, yes, this is going live at midnight, and we do see down here that they have been at the forefront of digital payments. Cryptocurrency regulation in Brazil is poised to become law at midnight local time. The bill, which was approved by the Chamber of Deputies 2 weeks ago, aims to regulate providers of virtual assets. If outgoing president, I'm not even going to try to pronounce his name, doesn't veto it, by the end of the day, it will automatically become a law. Brazil has been at the forefront of digital payment innovations, creating PIX, a simple, almost free instant payment system that has revolutionized the industry. The central bank also has a digital currency that is currently testing and plans to issue in 2024, which, yes, we have discussed the possibility of Ripple being at the forefront of that, because even if we go over here to Ripple's website real quick, and we go over here to central bank digital currencies, we already know that they do have, at the moment, 2 pilots already in place. We talked about this with the Authority of Bhutan and also Palau. Now, the very interesting thing about this is that, yes, this will be centered on a private variation of the XRP ledger. So we will most likely see exposure to XRP through all of those CBDCs, because, again, it encompasses the efficiencies that are there around on-demand liquidity and all that kind of stuff. And we even do see like the transactional settlement of 2 to 3 seconds, because this is going to be utilized with XRP. So very, very interesting. And I even said it many times already on this channel that Ripple wants to position XRP as a bridge currency between all CBDCs. So we have discussed the possibility of Brazil having their CBDC issued out on the XRP ledger, or I should say a private ledger basis of the XRP ledger. But yes, Brazil has been at the forefront of crypto innovation and cryptocurrency regulation. But you know who else has? UK. Remember, going all the way back to the beginning of this month, December 5th, UK finalizes plans for regulation of Wild West crypto sector. We were really kind of talking about the UK wanting to be a global hub for crypto asset technology. It's honestly a race right now. We are seeing a big race around the world to become the next major crypto hub. Not only do they see the value behind crypto assets, but they also see the fact that digital payments, digital assets, CBDCs, everything that is really kind of launching is, guess what? Centered around DOT. And they are preparing us for what's going to be happening next around this industry. It is very, very interesting, to say the least, where we are seeing all of these countries kind of come together and say, okay, we need to push for this because we want to be the first ones to launch this. This is very similar to what I said in a video recently where I was talking about the space race, right? They want to be the first ones to adopt this technology. They want to be the first ones to, really kind of push beyond the means of what we have in our legacy traditional systems. And they really kind of want to leapfrog the technological advancements by years and years and years. And DLT is that technology, that crucial piece of the puzzle that will allow them to do so. And also, Ripple did publish a regulatory white paper amid the industry meltdown, and this was centered on the UK. Excuse me. So we do see down here the UK has long hosted one of the world's leading financial centers. Now the UK has the opportunity to build on this foundation to make the most of the next wave of global financial innovation by developing its crypto asset sector. And I reported on this back in November, because this was actually a big move from them, because it was right around the Swell event. And it was interesting because the Swell event was perfectly almost planned right after the FTX situation. So there was a lot of discussions around regulatory frameworks within crypto and how could we innovate further beyond, what we already have, and how could we de-risk a lot of the problems that we do see around crypto. And it's more so centered on FTX. And it's very simple, right? You cut out the centralized entities. You want full-on decentralization whenever you are talking about DeFi opportunities or just anything around crypto assets. So there was quite a bit of things happening here, and we do see a few notes here around what's happening around crypto regulation, specifically even within the UK and what they are focused on. And down here, we even do see the paper also compares the UK's regulatory efforts with those made in other jurisdictions. According to Ripple, the success of initiatives such as Singapore's holistic digital asset framework and Dubai's establishment of a dedicated regulator demonstrate 3 best practice points that the UK lawmakers should adopt going forward: a comprehensive risk-based framework for digital asset regulation, distinction between different types of digital assets based on function leading to a clear regulatory perimeter, and also well-resourced regulatory authorities. So what Ripple wants them to do is basically regulate this space, but in a non-limiting way. So they want to have this technology and this entire space continue to grow, continue to innovate, and continue to be adopted, because at the end of the day, we need guidelines in place for this technology to be massively adopted, especially in terms of like a governmental standard. And then over here, what I want to bring up to all of you was this post back in June. So this was an accelerated shift to instant payments across Europe. So as we really kind of look at the UK getting ready, and even if we look at Brazil getting ready for regulatory, regulations around crypto, one thing that I've always noted with where Ripple is positioning themselves, they are preparing for the next major stepping stone around crypto, which will be mass adoption. Because once we have regulations in place, we already have interoperability standards. We know that that is a major obstacle for adoption as well, but we already know that that is solved. We've talked about this many times with Quant's Overledger. So when we look at the last major obstacle to success around mass adoption with crypto, it is regulatory guidelines. And yes, regulations will take a little bit of time, but I will say this: we have already seen major steps towards that from not only the ECB with their MiCA bill, but we've also seen the UK getting ready, we've seen Brazil getting ready, and we've seen many other major countries around the world getting ready at a critical time, I would argue as well, when we really kind of look at crypto growing and growing and growing, as we do see the traditional system kind of failing. So when we look at this, we did see this centered on the European Union and the United Kingdom. They do want to push towards instant payments. And again, it's because I've always said it in the past, like, as we look at rapid payments, they are going to demand rapid settlement. So we need rapid settlement as well in place. Now, this does talk a little bit about, things happening around regulatory guidance and standards, but we also do see down here in the UK, the Bank of England is renewing the real-time gross settlement service to deliver a range of new features and capabilities for payments and settlements between financial institutions. The UK's new payments architecture, NPA, for retail payments is also being developed to enable access to a single clearing and settlement mechanism using ISO 20022 messaging to enable more participants to utilize the UK payments infrastructure and continue to be interoperable with payment services across the globe. So again, like everything that we've really kind of looked at and addressed around things happening with even ISO 20022, which you guys already know my concerns around it when we do talk about crypto. I think that this is going to open the doors for a lot of digital innovation happening, specifically through adoption of crypto assets and just digitized processes, especially around payments and settlements. So when we really kind of look at this, things are being streamlined. Things are definitely moving. Even the ECB, they have desire to make instant payments available to all EU PSPs, and we are seeing a lot of movements happening around, again, regulatory frameworks around crypto to make this a reality. And we actually do see down here in the UK, the faster payment system enables payments to move quickly and securely to and between UK bank accounts 24 hours a day. In 2021 alone, FPS processed 3.4 billion payments, an increase of 20% from 2020, with a value of 2.6 trillion pounds, an increase of 24% from 2020. The system is also growing rapidly in terms of participating financial institutions. 40 banks, PSPs, and fintechs have joined FPS to date. So these are the big areas. And, we even do see Ripple coming in here and saying expanding crypto forward solutions like Ripple's crypto payment solution, which frees up working capital by eliminating the need to pre-fund, as well as removing the need for complex clearing mechanisms in the background, can open new doors to make instant payments available to more PSPs. Embracing this crypto for bank strategy would further enable instant payments across Europe, regardless of currency symmetry or capital resources. So in all actuality, right, What are we waiting for? What's the big, a lot of people comment on my videos, XRP's price is going nowhere. What's XRP's value right now? I want you all to realize that, XRP is still tied up in a lawsuit. Ripple is still tied up in a lawsuit. So, not only is the digital currency tied up in a lawsuit, but also Ripple as a company is tied up. But during this entire time, we've expanded rapidly. We've seen massive adoption. It's only a matter of time before we put this SEC case behind us and we really kind of break those shackles on XRP. Once that does happen, we will be able to see a big move around things like this where we possibly see RippleNet with XRP plug and played into something like, FPS, which is faster payment system. And yes, we are we're focused on the UK because I do think that the UK could benefit greatly from having something like XRP plug and played into their internal systems for settlement, because I've said it time and time again, and even Swift has said it time and time again in the past, as we do push for rapid payments, we need that settlement mechanism. We need settlement, and nothing comes close to what Ripple has designed, especially with on-demand liquidity. So it's very exciting. And a lot of things are moving towards this. We just recently seen the BIS release their basal, information around crypto adoption and crypto custody. It's only a matter of time. And also over here, as we are looking at the overall downfall of the current financial system, we are starting to see these major giants like the UK preparing for the next major step. And this is from Truth Crumbs over on Twitter. We do see new, when the UK Financial Services Act 2023 becomes a law, all the power will be vested in the Treasury to introduce the CBDC hypothetically due to a possible emergency situation. And listen closely to this. It's about 28 seconds long.
When this Financial Services Act 2023 becomes law, all the power will be vested in the Treasury to introduce the CBDC in a certain type of situation, we'll call it an emergency situation, without further ado. Government will then have 28 to 40 sitting days in which they can turn around and say, no, we don't like that. But of course, it'll be too late by then. When this financial service...
So yeah, what could that emergency situation be? Well, we're seeing it. It's playing out before our eyes. We are seeing the downfall of the current legacy system, and the situation is only becoming more and more, I would say, important to watch, because things are starting to break. We're seeing the Federal Reserve not really focused up on what they should be focused on, and I'm telling you, when we really kind of look at things happening around this sector, around crypto, things are really kind of looking good for us in 2023 and beyond. And I even say it when we look at the mainstream media and we see these big giants around the banking system getting so scared, getting so worried and panicky to the point where they are literally talking nonsense about crypto, saying that it's a scam, it's this, it's that. It's always, I know it's hard to look at it like this, but it's always a good thing. The reason why it's always a good thing is because at the end of the day, they are trying to scare you out of this industry, scare you away from the big money. Because very similar to the technology wave of, the dot-com bubble, where there was incredible winners that came out of it. And again, a lot of those major winners went on to create individuals massive wealth if you were able to not only be patient enough, but also see the clear vision. Well, guess what? We are seeing a second opportunity at that, except this is so much bigger than any technological advancement in history, because not only is this centered on finance and payments, it is centered on the global financial system. Liquidity. I always say on-demand liquidity with XRP is such a big use case. Yeah, it's because it's the oil that will lube the entire financial system, that will allow money to move in a frictionless way, and it's going to bridge. And I always say it's questionable on if it's going to be all the money, but it definitely could be all of the money if they are positioning XRP perfectly between all CBDCs. And if that is the case, get ready for a much higher value XRP. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, to notifications on if you guys have more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day, beautiful night, wherever you guys are on this before. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.